friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a very special bite-sized build because it's going to be my very last one before the 2.0 update, but still just as valid because it's going to be for terraforming and water escaping, which is something that we all have trouble with, myself included. But I actually stumbled upon this stunning image on Twitter, and I've actually seen this sort of effect done multiple times, but I always just assumed that the photo was somehow fabricated or the island was hacked. Turns out it's not, because I figured it out. So I'm going to be doing it for today's bite-sized build, and I really hope that it can inspire you guys to make this kind of like little isolated island sort of look. Actually, I almost forgot, I have a very important announcement to make. Our channel has hit 30,000 subscribers, and I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am for all of the outpouring love and support. It's truly just been so life-changing. Our community mods and I put together this little DLC giveaway to give back to the community in any way that we can. We're also going to be giving away more paid DLC on stream over on Twitch, so if you'd like to participate in that, that is going to be twitch.tv/DianaDailies. But for today's paid DLC for the Happy Home Paradise giveaway, I just asked that you leave me a comment down below letting me know your absolute favorite thing about the 2.0 update, if you can think of one. I really want to see the excitement from you guys, and I think that would be really fun to read and go through. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you do, every little bit of presence that you give my community in any way that you can. So if you've been just a little bit unsure about buying the paid DLC, then this is a great chance for you to participate in today's little giveaway. And with that, let's get right into the speed build. To begin, I think it is very important to note that we do need either an east or west facing river. It's just easier for creating that sort of peninsula look. But right here, I'm going ahead and just kind of closing this pond off and instead creating a stream that sort of transitions into the next area here, closing it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and start following along the beach line. And I'm also leaving a little bit of a gap just so that I can go ahead and add just a couple of like flowers, maybe a seating area around my peninsula. And I'm going ahead and just sort of trying to find that natural flow for the river, so that way it looks really good on the map too. Just picking up some flowers, some trees, and extra bits that I have because I do have a cliff in the way, so I'm gonna go ahead and just break right through it, you know, as much as I can, make it as small as possible because that is where I'm going to extend my entire lake or river, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and then I continue going back in, filling it out with the water. As you can see from my map, there is a little bit of a peninsula already forming there toward the river mouth. So I'm just going to continue filling that in, making the shape as natural as it possibly can be. And now, as you can see off to the distance, you can sort of tell that the cliff is still very much in sight. So I'm going to go back in and break some more cliff. It's kind of more about trial and error, you know, going back and forth between the actual view and the cliff again, just to break more into it. And here I'm going ahead and just like smoothing this little spot out too, so that it transitions really well into this windmill that I created. That was my last bite-sized build that I did, and again, just breaking into the cliff some more so that I can fill in more water space. And in case you're wondering, the reason why I'm creating this giant space, this sort of massive lake, is because you do need that sort of like look in the view in the background that kind of just makes it feel like there's this wide open ocean space, making it look as though there's an isolated island in the distance. Just looking at my map again, as you can see, that whole beach area is an entire peninsula. Kind of looks like it's shaped like Florida almost. And I do need to widen it a little bit toward the back, so breaking more cliffs. Very repetitive. I think this is definitely the harder part of the entire build, but it's definitely not that difficult by any means. It's just all about, you know, sticking to it. I think in total this might have taken me about an hour or so to finish in like the water escaping way. But once that's out of the way, everything else is so much more fun. Here's our island. As you can see in the distance, there's this tiny little bit of island that isn't even part of our actual island, but I'm going to be placing Joey as a little fisherman here on this isolated peninsula. He looks so cute in his pajama, and I'm just going to put the house right in the middle with enough space in the yard so that I can go ahead and fill in a bit of decor. I add some weeds that I'm hoping will grow out eventually, and then I start off by kind of playing around by placing a little blanket sort of folded at the front with a lantern in front of it so it looks like he's kind of searching out into the ocean. Planted some flowers, put down a clothesline, and then I kind of started playing around a little bit with having a lighthouse out in the distance, so I added another little tiny man-made peninsula of sorts back here. I put down some leaves and a bucket to place some fish in for a fisherman, little stool as well, and I'm kind of just trying to play around with making this area look very lived in. I moved the flowers over because I love placing flowers in front of small objects, a little campfire as well, just to kind of make it feel more realistic, you know, a place for Joey to go ahead and cook his fish that he's worked so hard on getting. And I do go ahead and add a fishing rod because I totally forgot to do that before. Add the stool back down again, add some more weeds, and this angled signpost just to indicate that it's a little fishing spot. I do go ahead and move the bucket that I had there before so that I could go ahead and place some bait. So I'm using this cricket instead. Place some socks on the ground, and this is how it ended up looking like. I love the way this looks, but I was kind of a little bit disturbed by the land in the background, so I did go ahead and I removed that because I didn't really like the way it looked in the end. Here's what it looks like isolated on its own. I just think it looks so precious and so lonely. Definitely recommend putting a pipe behind the house so you can go in and out of it really fast. Kind of like similar to my lake house in that sense, but I love sitting here taking photos to make it look like I'm fishing, and I decided that I would last minute add in the lighthouse because I think it just gives it a little bit more layering and depth to the island for photos, and I just think it was the perfect touch to finishing this space off. But that's it. That's my entire bite-sized build. I really hope that it sparked a little bit of inspiration for your own islands back at home, and if you enjoy more of these, make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell to be notified for whenever I post, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye everyone!